Continuing on with our basketball project, in this lesson we're going to put some lines on it and make it look more like a real basketball. For this we're going to use the oval tool. Grab that and let's set up our stroke and fill. We don't want to fill on this one, so hit the No Color button with the fill color selected. Now select stroke, and if you hit the No Color button again, it will turn the stroke back on. Make this black. Go over to your stage and click and drag to create an oval. This time don't hold the shift key down, because as we found out in the last lesson, holding the shift key down constrains this to a perfect circle. Click and drag like so, and we have an oval. Now grab the selection tool, double click this oval, and we can drag it around. Drag it over your basketball shape, and then use the arrow keys on the keyboard to nudge it into place. If it's not exactly the right size, you can go down to the Properties panel and change the width and the height of it. Bring that over here, and then click an empty area of the stage to deselect. Now you'll find, if you click the area of the oval outside the ball, only that area is selected. The area inside the ball will remain unselected. So now we can nudge this over here, and notice this line stays here. We'll use the other side of this oval to create the right line on the ball. Do the same thing, click away, and then select each piece outside the ball and hit the delete key on your keyboard. Next, we need some straight lines on this basketball. For this, we're going to use the line tool. Let's make the vertical one first. Click and drag straight down, and if you need to, hold down the shift key to make it perfectly vertical. Release, and now just like before, we'll select this line, nudge it over. I'm using the arrow keys on the keyboard here. Deselect, and then again, grab the pieces outside the ball. Do the same thing for the horizontal line. Select it, bring it over, deselect, grab the bits on the outside, and there we go. It's not perfect, but it looks roughly like a ball. And the last thing we're going to do with this basketball in this lesson is turn it into a symbol. It will sit in the library then, and we can animate it, and we can also drag out duplicates of it without greatly increasing the file size of our Flash movie. Grab the selection tool and click and drag to select the entire basketball. Or you could select the keyframe here. That does the same thing. It selects everything on layer 1. Now with this selected, we can turn it into a symbol. Hit the F8 key on your keyboard, or choose Modify and Convert to Symbol. The Convert to Symbol dialog box opens up, and now we can give it a name. I'll call this GR Basketball, and you'll notice I've spelled this in what may seem to be a funny way, starting with the lowercase gr. This is simply adhering to some naming conventions, and the GR signifies graphic. We'll talk about this later on in the course. Make sure that the center block in the registration area here is black, as opposed to any of these on the outside. Select the center one and hit OK. Now you should see a blue line around the basketball, and you won't be able to directly edit any of its parts. If you do want to edit some of these lines, all you have to do is double click it, and we'll go inside the graphic symbol, and now you can edit the actual basketball itself. To return to the main stage, look up here at the top and you'll see Scene 1. Okay, save your work. Let's move on to the next lesson.